From poor sleep cycles to smoking that straight up ganja, there are many bad habits that we tend to do at nighttime that are actually making us fat really fast. And you probably experience many of these daily, and there's a simple solution. All we have to do is take a new approach. What's going on, guys? It's Joey, and today I've got a video on 7 different habits that we tend to do at nighttime that are making us fatter, and some tips on how to overcome these habits. After losing 120 pounds in just a year, I quickly realized that it is our daily habits that determine our appearance. Whether you're a teen or you've got teens of your own, these bad habits are about as normal as waking up. So if you can relate to that, you will definitely relate to many of these. Starting off at habit number 1 that I'm sure a ton of you guys can relate to at some point or another is lack of sleep. You see, a lack of a good night's sleep is going to cause your metabolism to slow down, and that's going to result in more weight gain because the metabolic process is what expends calories. A few signs of a slow metabolism are excessive laziness due to a lack of energy conversion from a lack of exercise. Your weight doesn't stabilize as much, converting more calories straight into fat. Or you are constantly stressed out and releasing a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone that is released into your body, and it's actually a catabolic hormone that eats away at your muscle tissues for energy. So to get a full night's sleep, what I recommend you do is to sleep in more comfortable clothing or none at all. Stop using blue light devices an hour before bed and get into a regular sleep cycle, which I'm actually gonna go over in just a little bit. Bad habit number 2 is working out before bedtime. Have you ever noticed that you have a higher level of energy and a better workout in the mornings compared to the nighttime? If you have, it's probably due to the fact that your body has released melatonin. Now, melatonin is naturally released when the sun goes down, which tells our body it's almost time for bed. And if you've worked out at nighttime, I'm sure you understand this too, that when you work out at night, your body has a hard time falling asleep or staying asleep. And with an intense workout at nighttime, you're almost guaranteed to want to eat whatever you can get due to the process that your body goes through to repair itself after that workout. Instead of working out at nighttime, sit down and figure out if you can wake up a little bit earlier to work out, or if you can get into the gym in between important obligations throughout the day. Bad habit number 3 is eating while you're watching TV. Now, I'm sure you fall victim of this one. This one is extremely important for those of you guys who binge eat just like I do. Eating while watching Netflix or your favorite YouTuber is actually going to cause you to overeat. You're not going to monitor how much you're eating, and you're also not going to be satisfied with the taste or the fulfillment of the food that you just ate. Instead of just trying to pass the time while you're eating, try to sit down at a table somewhere and reflect on something important. I mean, come on, who wants to be distracted from eating? It's the best part of the day, right? And a bonus tip that I want to share with you is that if you brush your teeth at nighttime after you've eaten dinner, it's going to reduce the chances of you wanting to continue eating snacks after dinner. Bad nighttime habit number 4 is smoking weed or drinking alcohol. This one has its obvious curses. When you smoke weed, which is starting to become a lot more widely accepted, you're going to get the munchies. So smoking a bowl after dinner and you can pretty much kiss your weight loss goals goodbye. Unlike marijuana, alcohol actually has calories in and by itself, so just drinking is going to put some love in your handles. Not to mention that some studies actually show that if you drink alcohol with your dinner, you are more likely to consume about 380 more calories on average of food. My suggestion, completely kick alcohol or drink just enough, and same with marijuana, and push it back as close to your bedtime as possible. Number 5 is that you are bored or stressed at nighttime. When the sun goes down, I think you and I can relate that we're just a little bit more lazy, and the fact that school and work are in existence, sometimes a bit more stressed out too. Chances are you're gonna pass the time by stuffing your face or just trying to do something to keep you distracted. It's pretty obvious that for a lot of people, food can be extremely comforting when we're just bored or we're extremely stressed out. So if you do experience these problems, I highly recommend that you identify the problem, sit back and meditate, or just understand that everything is okay. Number 6 is high carb dinners. So long as you're on a meal plan and you actually count your calories and your macros, then you're just fine. But high carb dinners can be absolutely killer. Something to keep in mind though, whether you are or are not on a meal plan, is that when you consume carbs, those calories need to be burned off first and foremost, or they will be converted into sugars and pretty much build up as fat immediately. This means that eating a set amount of carbs at nighttime just before bed has a higher chance of being converted into fat than the same amount of carbs being eaten earlier in the day. What I recommend is you consume most, if not all, of your carbs earlier in the day and save your last meal for just proteins and fats. And lastly, at number 7 is having a bad sleep cycle. This one's extremely important. Pay attention. Having a really bad sleep cycle, such as going to bed at drastically different times every other night, is going to lead to a ton of problems. At nighttime, you're gonna have a hard time falling asleep and staying in REM sleep, which actually gives us the optimal amount of energy for the next day. During the next day, you're gonna be less productive, have less energy, and have less mental clarity. Because of this, we're going to be less motivated to consume proper nutrition and get into the gym to exercise. So the best way to avoid this is to create your daily routine or your sleeping schedule around the same 6 to 8 hour window so that you can have a consistent night's sleep. If you want to find out what the one secret to success was for my weight loss journey, go ahead and watch this video next. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Go ahead, drop a like on this video, subscribe, and hit that bell notification if you're not already subscribed. I love you guys. I will see you next video.